Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with Scotty P.
And this is Chris Holden.
We're watching the 2018 Hoodchain Invitational. This is round one, front nine of the MPO. We have Dylan Slate,
Dominic Griffin, Brandon Mcnew, Matt Zlatich, and Zach Ruziska.
All right. We're starting off hole one, par 3 at a beautiful Horseshoe Lake golf course. It's a par 3, 333 feet. I want to give a shout out to West Sound Disc Golf Association, 360 Disc Golf, Tony's Tried and True Tattoo, and Ripper Studios for the sweet graphics.
Exactly.
Starting off, we got Matt Zlatich on the tee pad.
So this hole, path and right is OB, so they have to get left.
Yeah.
And this is getting pretty close here. Oh, off the path. Perfect.
Nice shot, man.
A good start to a tournament. It was quite cold out there that morning.
Yeah, you can see Dylan's breath. Dylan's throwing his big germ Thunderbird here on a perfect line.
I like it.
Following Matt's shot nicely.
Yeah, stuck inside those bushes. Some nice background music, whoever's got that down.
Not now.
Go
Oh, wow.
when
Yeah, I
it'll
must
be
have
long.
fought through the branches. That looked like it was going to hit branches and stay, but unfortunate start for Zach there.
Yeah, he went quite long on that drive.
Here's Dominic Griffin.
Yeah, it's great
A bit-
form and follow through.
Come on.
Yes, he does.
Let's go.
He's got a very good backhand game. Nice. Barely sneaks in there. Brandon Mcnew is not a player you see often in tournaments these days. He used to play a lot, probably 5 years ago, I'd say, but this might be one of his first tournaments in a long time.
I haven't seen him around very often. Gave it a long bid for his par save, but he didn't save it.
Yeah, this is a 4 here is not the worst that could happen, because if you don't make it inbound, like if you don't ever cross inbound, you could be throwing your third shot from like a lot closer to the tee, and so that could risk like a 5 or 6. So, you know, a 4 here is not the best start, but
Yeah, if you don't get back in over bounds over that cart path,
nice putt, Brandon.
it's treacherous. Definitely trying to save your strokes. I told you, Dylan was up in the bush, and you gotta get up in the bush.
Yeah, it's a good, that bush is good to kind of aim for, because, you know, if you hit it, you're going to stay there. You're going to stay in bound. That's why it's kind of good to just attack the basket here pretty hard, because, you know, you don't want to hang it over on the right side OB. You want to err on the side of left OB.
Yeah, you have more opportunity to play safe on the left side, I feel, even though, you know, it is a double OB around it.
It's definitely a scary hole to start on, because, I mean, at least compared to the rest of the course, this is one of the more possible to blow up on holes. You know what I'm saying?
Right, so we had 3 birdies, par, and bogey. Moving on to hole 2, another par 3, 320 feet.
Yeah, a lot like the last hole. Pretty open, but a lot less danger. You know, you're not going to see 5s and 6s. You're just going to get usually either a 2 or 3, maybe a 4. Matt here's throwing a thumber, which is his go-to. Ooh, wow. That is not something you see often from Matt. He is deadly with his thumber. 300, 400 foot thumbers, he is really accurate with.
I've seen him.
Here's Dylan ripping out his beefy Macbeth Destroyer.
I didn't
And-
expect him to get that much play on the disc because it was wet.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
grass is wet.
I mean, he throws it so hard. He threw it at a good angle too.
Oh, missed it.
Brandon kind of turned that over a bit.
Yeah.
Once you get past that first line of trees, it's open. You have a decent line straight to the basket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is looking pretty good. Maybe not enough. It needs to be able to skip to get to the basket because you don't want to get there in the air with all the branches. You kind of want to skip.
Too much
there.
hyzer angle on it.
This is looking great. And for anyone who doesn't know, Zach has a deadly sidearm game.
From watching him play a couple times, I can definitely agree with that statement.
Matt from about 70. Ooh. Brandon from a similar location. I haven't played with Brandon enough to know how his game is. I don't know what he throws, backhands, forehands, or if he's just really good at putting or what.
Got a edge of circle one putt, it looks like.
Yeah, he's right behind that cluster of trees. So this is not an easy look. Yeah. Zach with about a 25 footer.
There we
And
go,
he
bro.
just made that look very
Nice.
easy. Got a way to clean up from hole one.
Oh. You know, that's his first putt of the round. It's tough to make the first putt of the round, like, from 25. Once you start making them, you know, you start feeling the, is that, no, that's a par for Matt.
And here we go with the par save as well. Another tap in par from Dylan. I think that's pars all around. Got a family of pars.
Yeah, that's surprising. I mean,
Quite a bit of looks for birdie, but nobody was able to convert. You're at hole 3. It's a blind shot off to the right. Typically, I feel like a roller would be your best bet at getting to the basket.
yeah, a roller can do it, backhand, right hand, backhand roller, but most of these guys will go forehand here.
And hope you don't pull it like this.
Yeah, this is gonna leave him a longer putt than he wants, but and I'm only saying that because Zach Ruziska's forehand is so good that I can see him getting this hole every time. Wow, Matt's thumber's good, but this hole, yeah, this hole doesn't really call for a thumber. You have to go quite a bit to the right.
He was probably really hoping to get a nice
skip.
Very healthy skip.
Now this guy here, I've seen this guy park this hole probably 99% of the time.
Oh, that's great. Nice shot.
And-
Dylon.
Yeah, that's pretty parked. I mean, I swear I've never seen him miss this hole. All right, so
It's a pretty open hole, so once you know the line, it's just all about repeating.
okay, it looks
the
like
task at hand.
Brandon has a forehand game. A little short, but that's pretty good.
Trickle to probably like a 15-footer. It looked like, maybe 20.
Oh, he doesn't like it. That's what I usually do when I don't throw a good shot. I smack my leg, and I usually regret it. Sometimes I smack too hard and leave a bruise, but
Then
it
your
feels
legs
good at
all-
the time.
Your legs all throbbing, and you get a crazy roller forehand roller from
Wow!
Maddie.
And look how excited he gets. I love it. It's so fun playing with Matt because he's always hyped up.
He's a character, that's for sure. he had good follow through on it. He just not enough power.
Here's a 35, 40-foot look for Zach. Maybe a little longer. Ooh.
These bands are notorious for your disc. They're just
For giving
magnets.
people nightmares. Ooh, sneaking in there.
A little ringer. It's a satisfying event, moment when the disc finally settles into
Yeah,
the basket.
total opposite of the band.
Yeah.
Yep, nice put.
Tester. Had that been a couple inches higher, that band was calling its name. This was a really fun card to film. There was a lot.
Yeah, a lot of good characters.
A lot of chatter going on and good banter back and forth. Oh yeah, that was another thing. They were sharing minis that whole round.
Yeah, that happens all the time. I mean, is there a player out there who has not needed to ever borrow a mini? I mean, I probably do at least a third of the time.
So hole 4, part 3, plays as an island. Your cart path and to the right is OB. There's a cart path to the left of the green that plays OB. It runs alongside the basket. You just need to play like a nice, soft, straight shot and lay it into the hill.
Yep, exactly. Just aim right at that hill. It's a lot like hole 1. You know, if you're gonna miss, you want to miss to the left cart path, but you're not really thinking miss. You're just thinking park it. So these guys are just
smooth line.
these guys are just throw hard, and the hill kind of eats any speed remaining on the disc. So if you throw it right into the hillside, you can err and throw it too hard, and the hillside will pretty much eat any speed it has remaining.
And a low flying thumber from Maddie.
You can throw a thumber here. It looks like it sat 15 feet.
Did sit in bounds. We were very unsure from the tee pad.
And all these guys are throwing really good lines, not showing any fear of what might happen. Like
That was the unfortunate skip OB.
oh wow, and that's very unfortunate.
And this is one of the few tournaments at Horseshoe where they allow us to rent the carts. At the Kitsap Classic, carts are not allowed just because of the sheer volume of players that are there.
Yeah, typically Alex likes to see his players out on the course kind of suffer. He wants to see them carrying the bags and getting really tired.
Really know that they're enjoying themselves. Completely airballed that to the right.
Oh no, did I go OB too?
Double OB.
Man.
I have done that on this hole more times than I can count. Yeah. That's why when I'm on the pad, I'm thinking just a nice straight line.
Yeah.
If it's windy, I'm probably only playing for a 3. I'll lay up with the putter twice.
Oh man.
Needs to get some confidence going.
Yeah. I mean,
get some good drives. That'll help build the confidence in the putting. At least it does for me. It makes me feel better when I hit a good drive.
these players are still pretty cold. I mean, you can see the breath just coming out. Like, it's probably sub-zero still.
And this is our first par 4 of the match. The OB, as a lefty, it doesn't really come into play as a righty. If you air your shot a little too much, it could. But there's a lot of forehand dominant players, so the OB shouldn't really even come into play.
That hill right off the tee pad kind of makes... He squeaks over it. Yep.
Yeah, that hill right in front of the tee pad.
It makes it tough for not lefties, but forehands in particular, because I feel like you're releasing a little lower. Am I right with that?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get yourself. Yeah.
But lefties as well kind of have to.
It's a mental I feel they place the tee in that position to really use the mental game.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you throw the right line, you're not even getting into that area.
When I'm playing this hole, I'm usually just trying to get. I'm not trying to get my maximum distance because it's not really needed for how far I throw. Like 600 feet, I'm not going to 2 it. So I'm going to try to 3 it. And I think, all right, how do I get myself in position to get up and down? And that doesn't take my max distance. So I'm throwing something that is not going to go OB. You know, I'm gonna turn over as far right as I can without being in the woods. And I'm going to throw high enough to get over that hill. So, you know, all I'm thinking is get in position to give me a look rather than I need to throw this as far as I can. All these players do exactly what I'm talking about, and all of them are in position to. Ooh! Wow.
They're really stoked for that one. But
Yeah.
Everybody, you know, played placement shots so they can play up and down to the pin to hopefully get a nice, easy 3.
Yep, they're all in position where they're playing easy par 3s, basically.
And Dom had an absolute crush. He probably threw it 60, 80 feet past everybody else.
Great shot by Dylan with his Latitude 64 XXX. He's had that thing for years now.
That disc is so overstable. I tried to throw one once, and yeah, it just wasn't happening.
Looks like so far 3 players in a row getting in the circle for birdie. Here's Zach.
I think he got around the tree.
Kind of interesting seeing. Ooh, wow.
Try to dunk that.
Interesting
one.
seeing Zach go backhand and Dominic going forehand. Typically, you know, Dominic's a backhand dominant and Zach's forehand dominant. They kind of changed roles there.
I put him a bit long.
Oh, man.
That tree branch is right in his face. So.
It was a good bid from that awkward position.
Yeah, bud. Let's
Nice,
go.
bud.
Brandon off to a hot start, 4 down through 5.
Oh.
Dylon couldn't connect. Gonna hopefully take his par.
Yeah, the 2 holes he's missed out of the 5 so far weren't missed by very much. Oh, and that wasn't missed by very much either. And
He wanted that one a lot.
It's not that you just want it, but you don't want to miss a 20-foot putt. But it happens to everybody. So I mean,
These baskets are placed in such a way that
it makes you kind of think about the hill.
Yes,
Yeah.
very much so.
I mean, you're not even consciously thinking about it at the time of when you're putting, but it's in the back of your head and you don't even know it. Like,
It's on either side, like any area that you're putting around the basket, you usually potentially have a hill behind it. May not be a direct right away. Hole 6, par 4, 555 feet. Pond, OB, cart path lining the green, the fairway.
very similar to the last hole.
But you have a pond now.
Yeah.
So
Now it's
don't throw on the pond.
totally different.
Side note, don't throw a thumber roller. It'll go right to the pond. That's from experience. He threw a thrower, got a little over access torque, and just turned the disc over.
Matt working a thumber through the low ceiling gap, and seems like he's in good position.
Working his placement shot so he can just get up and down for 3.
Here's Dylan with his beloved red Macbeth Destroyer.
Representing Team 360, or Team 360, I think it is. As a fellow member, Chris.
You have to pronounce it Team 360.
All right. Team 360.
What is on his disc? Like, what is that stamp?
I'm not sure.
stable.
Ooh, this is not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it. Oh, it made it. Oh man.
I was like crossing my fingers on
Yeah.
like get him down.
He turned away immediately, but man, this is a mass drive.
Let's go, bro.
Oh man.
And
Mashed.
he just waved his hand like it was nothing. that was an incredible drive.
He's got a lot of power.
With great form comes great responsibility.
Good tree.
So this is the old pin placement. Oh, he went OB. Ouch. Yeah, it's the old pin placement for hole 6 at Horseshoe. They pushed it back about another 40 feet, so the putting green really does come into play.
Yeah, this one. I mean, this one is a little closer, but it's harder to stick because it's on top of the hill. And for thumbers, very unpredictable. I go thumber usually on my upshot,
Nice shot, man.
and that one sticks.
And the grass is, the ground's soft. So
The ground is very soft here, so
throwing
thumbers.
these great idea.
Yeah, thumbers will work in these conditions.
A little deep. Nice shot.
A little deep, yeah. Dylan, about 5 feet.
That's deep. He wanted to be headbanging. Now, was that disc red or orange? I couldn't tell. It looked red at first, and then as he went to throw it, it looked orange.
I think it's exactly in between.
Alright.
That disc is red right there.
That is
I can tell you that. He's flashing the chains on those forehand up shots.
That's practice, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, nice little curl.
Got some love. He was heading for that putting green, which would have cost him another stroke. So, kind of happy he didn't.
Attaboy, Matty.
Nice putt by Matt.
Attaboy, Dom.
There you go, Dom.
Yeah, yeah. Are you taking the cart? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I think he left his card over there as he was going to grab it. Is what they're talking about.
I've seen some weird stuff. It was actually this tournament, I believe, when I was playing with Zach Basket, and somebody parked their cart in our group of carts, and he took that person's cart in accident thinking it was his, and it wasn't. We were like 400 feet away when he's like, "Where's my bag?" And it was in the other cart at the pad.
I actually did see that happen this tournament. It might have been you guys. Could have been
Probably it was us, actually. I remember you being there, I believe.
Hole 7 was a very obtainable par 3. I feel like the OB to the right doesn't even come into play.
No.
It's more just a reminder.
Yeah, with it being downhill, you can just hang it over the water as a right-hand backhand thrower and just,
Let the disc do the work.
yeah, let the disc do the work, let it come out. And that's perfect. Looks like a circle putt for Matt.
It was one of those questionable tee pads when wet. It sits under some trees, and pine needles get to it. Can get a little slippery.
It can. Oh, he does not like it.
God, I hate when I ace it.
But it doesn't.
That looked pretty.
What was that, edge of circle? It's not too bad.
He's kind of got like a Josh Anton style backhand. It's kind of what that reminded me of. How he gets over on the disc and pulls it through.
I don't know, like, it's very hard to replicate Josh Anton's style throwing. It's kind of goofy looking footwork, but I mean, hey, I'm not judging somebody who's.
I was more talking about the reach back.
Okay.
How he pulls over on top of the disc. Yeah, Anton definitely has some very unique footwork.
Oh, this is going in the water. Oh,
Long and
Wow.
he's inbound.
that's the second time I've been wrong, actually. So I'm just not gonna predict anything anymore. Yeah, he's
like I said, the OB is just a reminder. Very long attempt for his birdie.
Yeah, he was pretty much out of range.
He gave it a good run.
Yeah. Here's Matt from
I mean, a good
45,
run.
50. Oh, Matt.
Ate it up. Hey, look,
And he gets the Kevin Phillips approval. Well deserved.
Hey.
Wow.
I think that lit a fire.
Yeah, we're seeing a putting clinic here.
Yeah.
I had a feeling
Yes, sir.
Zach is very good at distance, like 50 to 100. Like, usually you're kind of just hoping to get up and down, but he's trying to put it in. Oh, wow. Like, I am. This is unbelievable. What is going on here? Dylan's got to be facing a lot of pressure right here to make this putt. Unbelievable. That is awesome.
4 for 5. That's crazy.
We're hearing a lot of profanity in the background.
They're happy.
I don't blame them. That's awesome.
Hole 8. If you don't make it back in bounds off the tee, you have to play it back from where you were last in bounds, which can really suck.
It won't happen here. I'm just gonna say it. It won't happen here.
No,
This is one you're just hoping to.
Placement first shot, little bit of distance, placement second shot. The putting green is very slopey, so
Oh yeah, probably the most slopey putting green on the course, on a course full of slopey putting greens.
yeah, I've definitely taken a 8 on this hole.
Dylan ripping his red destroyer again, and that is that's
crushed.
typically what I see from Dylan on this hole. He really attacks the basket here. He's had jump putts.
Get some good distance on it. Play the right side of the fairway.
And another beautiful forehand. I mean, we're seeing a couple of the area's best forehanders.
Once you get over that hump, that's all money.
He was ripping with some aggression there. He's
getting the distance.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that is way down there. Easy up and down from there.
Fortunately, I got a little too far to the left. That took out his real attempt at trying to get an eagle on this hole.
Mm-hmm. Man, these guys are really just ripping some good flex lines out there. I mean, it's wide open, but man.
That's down the hill.
Oh, he calls it, and it does go down the hill.
This video does not do it justice with how steep the grade is.
Oh
And
man,
there goes that one.
That one kind of went off the bush to push it down the hill, so that was pretty unfortunate. Here's Dylan with a harp.
There we go, 5 for 5.
That's played well. He hits the top of the hill to slow it down so it has a softer landing. So good play by Dylan.
He is playing that backhand, so the natural spin of the backhand with the hill will hopefully stop it from trying to roll down.
Right. And here's Dominic. He's so far down. This is only like a 100-foot up shot, so I mean, he had like a 500-foot crush off the tee, but doesn't get the up and down that he was looking for there. Not looking happy with that. And here's Matt. This is a very tough approach with the branches in the way, and you want to land it flat, but you can't really land it flat with those branches in the way. So he's gonna go with the spike hyzer, and oh, look at that. A tombstone from only 100 foot is not something you see very often. See, that's how you kind of want to approach a hillside like that. Land it flat so it doesn't have a chance to roll.
Play a little Anheuser.
Oh, wow. That is unbelievable. I cannot believe I just saw Dylan lay up from that distance. He is too good of a putter to be doing that, in my opinion, but
He must
you know
have been
what?
looking at the scorecard.
Oh, man. I guess, you know what? that's what Dominic's also a good putter, and he ran it and is paying the price. So I mean,
Again, the video does not do this justice. This is a very
there you go,
difficult
Dom. And that's what I like about Dominic is, I mean, he had a very unfortunate triple bogey, and look how excited he can still be about making some putts. I've seen him have some amazing rounds despite taking some blow-up holes, and he just never lets it bring him down. He just stays positive, doesn't let it affect him overall. I mean, he'll be mad for a second, but it's one hole at a time for him.
Yeah, mental game is very key in disc golf, or really in all sports.
For sure.
Got a bunch of noisemakers on the card.
You're not gonna have a quiet round with Matt and Zach. They're always trying to keep the vibes going.
This is, would you say it's like a signature hole at Horseshoe?
I don't know about signature. I'd say this is a very. It doesn't look like the rest of the par fours and par fives on this course. This is a. Off the tee is not something you're trying to really crush off the tee. You're just trying to get out off the tee.
Yeah.
A lot of trees in the way and a lot of different routes to take, and
I think everybody's going to try and go up the middle and cut as much distance off as they can.
Nelly.
That's the preferred line, in my opinion, is to go right up the middle. You chop a lot of distance off.
Mm-hmm.
There is the big old hyzer around the outside playing over the cart path where it puts you into the fairway. Oh, I think Dom's throwing that.
Yep. This play right here will almost guarantee you a look at 3. But you can't. You're only gonna get probably 350 to 400 away from the basket, and that's something a lot of players are confident with. They're 350 to 400 foot range, but some
Two big
players.
drives.
Mm-hmm. The plays up the middle can get you really close though, so it can make an upshot really easy. So if you're confident in lacing that drive, that's the way to go. Here's Dylan with his Nuke OS. He's gonna go a forehand roller and kind of throws it into the ground there too hard, but he's out. He can get up and down from there.
Oh, this disc is still going.
Oh wow, damn.
Got the graphics still up. That's crazy.
Zach getting tricky. What was that? A thumber roller?
It looked like almost like a chicken wing. That was a weird throw. He was in a weird position.
Very awkward position there.
As a lefty, this hole I really only have one option, and that's playing up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Just backhand hyzer flip. Play it straight.
Here's Dominic, probably about 350 to the basket. He's probably gonna go turnover here. He's going right at it. Oh, he fights through the branches for about a 30-footer. Here's a bread and butter shot from Matt. Oh, he slips though.
Yeah. Worth it. Decent shot.
Oh, jeez. What'd I tell you? Bread and butter.
I was gonna finish filming on the disc, but I was like, I had to get the recovery from
Yeah.
Maddie.
Get in it. Shinks.
Smooth.
Jump in.
Ooh.
Come on, Stoney. Ooh.
I barely missed it.
Nice putt by
Yeah.
Dylan.
Really thought about that one.
Mm-hmm. Good par save.
Go ahead.
I think it was starting to rain at this time. Well, the rain is starting to pick back up. It was sprinkling a little bit, beginning of the round.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Snuck
Sneaking in
that
there.
one over the basket. Snuck it into the bucket.
Nice putt by Dom.
Way to recover and get back to even.
Yeah, he's recovered. He's one really rough hole, and he doesn't let that stop him. That's 3 good putts in a row, or 3 out of 4. Look at him. He's blocking. Who's that even putting back there? Is that Matt?
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't know that he was blocking me. Yeah, he just apologized for blocking the shot, but you know.
He probably didn't know he was blocking you, but he definitely knew that he was trying to model right there.
But you know, I was already framed up for it, so let it roll.
Yeah.
That was front 9. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Gateway Disc Sports for sponsoring John Brown TV. Stay tuned for back 9.